everyone, fellow man channel, and you notice lately I've been on a hiatus. I took some time off. I just got burnt out on YouTube. I just did some research of my own on the internet and you know, read some more books, stuff like that. Spent some time with family. That's what really matters in this world, is spending time with people you love and trying to help people as much as you can within your means. But anyway, I just been sitting back watching all this unravel on Obama's administration and all the gun-grabbing goons that are so-called elected by us. Watching them basically try to convince the public to think a different way. That's the only way they can do this, because by force would be chaos. They would lose their power. You know, people would figure it out real quick if they did it real fast. So they have to use psyops to convince you. You know, to convince the little old ladies watching Fox News at night, you know, before they go to bed, and getting up in the morning and watching their local news channels, you know, and just digesting this every day, and that's their game plan. It's really sad to watch, really, when you really know how they're manipulating you, you know, and it's all for profit. It's what it is. It's just so a certain group and sect can stay at the top and convince you to work for less, okay, and convince you to keep going to work for them so they can live their lavish lifestyles as you know, keep going with your daily life, losing more and more, you know, as your taxes go through the roof, your energy bills, your gas bills, food prices is the biggest one. You know, they would blame fuel costs for food prices. They would blame the drought in California for food prices going up. And obviously, there's some rain going on in California right now. So, it's always an excuse. Of course, the world is very complicated in how these economies work. But, you know, there's a lot out there. A lot of groups out there that know who the bad guys are, and I hope that they don't fall for all the psyops. They don't fall for all this, you know, these standoffs, like the Bundy rant. It's all a show, you know. Most people don't go public with their personal issues like that, you know. I mean, but that's my opinion. Anyway, there's more about my opinion here, not to waste your time. I found out if you go by this little list I made up here, you'll save yourself a lot of headache, you know, about, you know, finding out each staged event, you know, finding out every little detail about the event, about, you know, who's who, what's what. If you just look at the big picture and know who's behind it, it'll save you a lot of headache, because with each of these events will take so much time and effort to find a little bit of the breadcrumbs they leave behind for you to, you know, find. Because these people aren't stupid. They're not going to leave anything out there that they don't want out there to bring them into prosecution. See, as soon as you bring a video on YouTube that can put them into court, boom, that video is down quick. So, just be aware of that these people behind these staged treason events are not stupid. They know what they're doing very well. They're just giving you clues to mock you, basically, to lead you in different directions. Anyways, check out my list here. through it, and it'll save a lot of time for the rookies out there finally waking up to all the lies that's coming off their television sets. My opinion on what's going to happen to America's future. Okay. They will make more reasons to label people to the terror watch list. Notice that term is coming up in the media lately. The label extremist will be added to the list. Yes. Remember, they'll push these words and phrases at you. It's brainwashing tactics. Extremists will be those who support the BDS, Boycott, Divestment Sanctions Act against Israel. You'll see that come up, trust me. The Eagles of Death Metal, if you see my videos about that, and Wikipedia didn't want you to know that they were against this. But, and those who support the Constitution, we all know that you'll be considered extremists for believing in your own country. Their meaning of anti-Semitism will be illegal in this country, and you'll be labeled as an extremist, then added to the list. So, trust me, this goes on in other countries. In Bolshevik Russia, anti-Semitism was punishable by death. I mean, this was real. This really happened in history. In other countries, you're liable for, being so-called anti-Semitic when you're just questioning those in power, and we know who's in power, okay? Here we go. The staged shooting events will continue at a high rate until public opinion is swayed to disarm the public. That is why Sandy Hook, Newtown, that's why, the president just came out recently putting all these shootings together to wrap it into one big piece of legislation. See, that was the goal, okay? To pull your heartstrings and to con you into giving up your basic right to defend yourself. Questioning the Holocaust publicly will be illegal in the United States. This is my opinion, okay? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I hope it don't happen. But in other countries, this has happened. Russia and Germany. See what happens when you do that in these countries, okay? And that tells you who's in power, folks. It's just basically the truth. And here's my little suggestion on how to save some time on these shootings, because you could spend countless hours driving yourself nuts looking for breadcrumbs. So you want to save time on these shootings, just know that they are staged, okay? All used to change the public view of guns, to convince the public to disarm themselves systematically, implementing new laws out of the chaos they create, order out of chaos. I mean, you heard Mr. Bush say that in public. So, yeah, they'll create the chaos and then bring the order that they want. They want to justify more NSA surveillance of everyday Americans and fund more of the police state, obviously. A lot of surcharges on your so-called parking tickets, speeding tickets. The more tickets, the more surcharges. Sorry, my speech isn't on today. You'll notice all those rates will go through the roof, and that funds them. And your smart TVs with mics and other spyware, yeah, don't buy the TVs with remotes you talk into, because that works both ways and gives them a direct line into your home. I mean, before they needed a warrant to do that. Okay? Democratic traitors, those of treason, are trying to push gun laws, while the Republican traitors, those who commit treason against the United States, act like they are against it, while they justify the NSA police state due to terrorists coming to get you. Okay? That's basically common sense, They create these false terrorism threats to get you to give up more. Okay? They create fear thy neighbor instead of love thy neighbor. Yep. Obviously, they don't want you to get you to know your neighborhood, and talk to each other, have picnics, and the neighborhood get-togethers that people used to have. Now it's all gangs now, and just disorder. It's sad. With fear, it's easier to convince the average everyday citizen to give up their freedom for security. Wow. Yep. Yep. And the true war is against the middle-class Americans whose jobs are being replaced by immigrants that are coming in this country at a high rate. And the more to come in here, they're not very loyal to America, and they're willing to go into that military that'll pay them well. And they're willing to work jobs that pay a lot more than what they were making in their home countries. But it's a lot less to us, So that's how they do this stuff. It's pretty nasty. Wow. And like I said, the goal is to convince Americans to work harder for less. And we know who's benefiting from all of it. I go over it, and over it. Follow the money crumbs. And the lesbian, gay, trainee stuff, we all know. What group has been kicked out of 100 plus countries for pushing this crap? I mean, there it is. And here's your solution, folks. Teach your kids what is right and what is wrong. And that's just one good solution you can use, and there's many, many more. But anyway, thanks for bearing with me on this little list of mine. And in the future, I'm going to put some videos on my Fellow Man 2 channel, because I'm going to start showing you all the real shields out there, the real misdirection is being persuaded on YouTube. Okay, these guys are they're, I couldn't say agents, but they're in groups that are designed to keep you away from looking in a certain direction. So yeah, I'm going to start getting into that again. The way I see it, if people want to stay private, that's their business. You don't need to dig in people's private lives if they don't want that, okay? All you have to do is show what they're doing on YouTube, okay? What information they're putting on YouTube, and that shows you who their allegiance with is, But people like to be private, let them be private. That's the way I see it. But, hey, thanks for bearing with me, and I hope you get something from it. Thanks, guys.